So good day everyone. Our topic for today is all about the Teachers Global Status Index. The Teachers Global Status Index, it is based on the depth opinion by populace in 35th century ay country 35th countries 35th countries that explores the attitudes on issues ranging from what is a fair salary for teachers to whether they think pupils respect teachers to how highly people rank their own education system. There have been many international comparisons in education, but this is the first time that the role of teacher status has been studied in depth. It is also focused in finding out if teaching is a profession that teachers would like their children to pursue. So, do students really respect their teachers? Worryingly, the report found that in many countries, particularly in Europe, more people believe that pupils do not respect than believe that they do. So based on the Global Teacher Status Index in 2018, across 35 countries, 36% the number of people worldwide who believe pupils respect their teachers. So according to index, here are the 10 countries where teachers is respected most. It is ranked from highest to lowest. So first, China, Malaysia, Taiwan, Russia, South Korea, Turkey, India, New Zealand, and Singapore. And the least respect is in Brazil, Israel, Italy, Ghana, Argentina, Czech Republic, Hungary, Uganda, and Colombia. There are also countries where teachers are ranked highest in status. Here are the China, Indonesia, Malaysia, and Taiwan. And out of 35 countries, there are 28 teachers are paid less than what people considered to be a fair wage. 34% of people in the UK support performance-related pay for teachers compared to 74% in 2013. This is report of Global Teacher Status Index in the year 2018. So, the countries where encouragement for teachers to become teachers has decreased since 2013 in Egypt, Greece, Japan, Korea, New Zealand, Singapore, Turkey, and UK. So let's talk about the classification of teachers. It is difficult to determine the real value of teachers by country qualitative, especially when comparing them against other professions. To solve this problem, the composers of the index decided to ask how people perceive the educators' work by comparing their perceptions with those of the social workers, nurse, librarian, some in a local government position, or a medic. Analyzing real wage, the perceived real wage, in 28 of the 35 countries, one sees that the former is believed to be lower than the public considers fair, especially in the cases of Russia, China, Uganda, and Ghana, where there are differences of 40% and 60%. Interestingly, in the case of Switzerland, Germany, and Singapore, the opposite occurs and it is believed that the fair wage is much lower than the real one. Let's talk about the respect of the students toward the teacher. So, one cannot talk about respecting the teaching profession without talking about students. On this topic, the study decided to ask whether the public believes that the students respect their teachers. The most curious case in Uganda, as it is one of the 10 countries where the educator is less respected. Even in the section on teachers' opinion about their own profession, Uganda came in the last place of the 35th countries studied in the result of primary school teachers. However, when evaluating students' respect for the same educators, the country came in second place. Overall, about half of the students said they agreed strongly that their students respect their teacher. In talking about the respect that society has for teachers versus the respect that teachers have for their profession, when it is turn of teachers to respect for their job compared to the opinion of society, significant differences can be seen. In 14 countries, the teachers rank school principals higher than the general public, especially in Korea, Singapore, and Germany. The case of China is compelling because it is one of the countries where the teacher's profession is most respected. But the teacher's respect for his superior is not mutual. On the other hand, in countries like Peru, the opposite is true. So compared to the school principals, teachers have less respect for those in secondary than the general public, especially in countries such as Argentina, Brazil, or Portugal, where they were already undervalued. Similar to the case with principals, teachers have less respect for primary school teachers than the general public. The worst case is Panama, where the viewpoint of the teachers toward their primary schools peers is much worse, followed by the United Kingdom and Hungary. So one of the questions included of the index was how much respect an educator has compared to other professions such as physician, nurse, librarian, police, lawyers, and accountants, among others. So among the GTSI, these professions were included in the set of responses to be chosen because they require the same level of study or equivalent, and because they are professions that could differ if they are performed in a public or private sector. So, an average of all compared occupations, society ranked primary schools teachers in sixth place, with 14 being the highest profession. High school teachers are in seventh place, and principal are in eighth place. In 94% of countries, principals are more respected than educators, and 91% of high school educators are more respected than primary teachers. So, the quality of educational system. The index also investigate the perception of each country's education system without involving educators. So the index where 10 is the highest rating and 1 is the lowest revealed the average for all countries to be 5.9. The only countries below 5 were Egypt, Brazil, Peru, Turkey, Hungary, Greece, and Panama. By comparing this classification with each country's PISA score, as expected, Finland, Switzerland, and Singapore scored the best, being perceived as having sound educational system by in the public. In the case of Egypt, Brazil, Peru, and Turkey, which have low scores, the public perception of their educational system is weak. So in conclusions, the index shows that directors and principals of educational institutions are often perceived with a higher status than teachers. It is also proven that teachers' respect and salaries are not always related. Vorky points out that teachers are generally not paid fairly or according to what the public believes that they should be paid. Society underestimates the actual length of the teacher's working hours. Besides, cultural factors play an essential role in the perception of the teaching profession. Countries such as China, Russia, and Malaysia see the educator at the same level as the physician, while in Argentina and Peru, their level is viewed as similar to that of a social worker. So the 2018 Global Teacher Status Index also showed that there is a strong relationship between teacher pay and PISA test results. In addition, there is a weaker relationship between the GTSI index and the PISA test results, and more when considering the effect of the teacher pay and status concerning students' academic outcomes. So the index concludes by emphasizing the importance for governments around the world to discuss the condition of teachers because this can be directly contributed to improving student performance. So if the teaching career is respected, there will be more people interested in dedicating themselves to this profession, and in academic performance of the students will improve. So this supposition presents a considerable challenge for the 10 countries that treated the teaching profession with the least respect. So that is all for my report.